Hello, hello. Okay. All right. Well, we are working on our mini Christmas folio journal today. Okay. All right. Okay. Welcome to my channel. So today, as you can already tell by the name or description, that we are going to do part 2 of our mini Christmas folio journal. So today I'm going to be pulling together kind of the base of the cover itself. So doing the inside and the outside, adding the grommets and the elastic straps for the signatures to eventually go into. In the first part, I put together what I call the shell or the base for the journal out of, and I used recycled boxes. For this particular one, it's macaroni and cheese, and I think a Ritz Bits box or something like that, to make the shell for this. So if you're interested in how you could do that, then you can check out the previous video for this project. All right, so these are the fabrics that I'm using. I'm using this fabric, which I'm not really sure. Give me 1 second. I'm not really sure if it shows up well on camera, but this material has like gold inside of the fabric. So it's actually a really beautiful plaid fabric. So that's gonna be our inside for this project. And then the outside is gonna be this red fabric here. So I'm gonna show you how I would approach adding these components. So the last video I did not have a ruler with me. This time I do, so I can give you the dimensions for this project. It's about a little shy of 4.5 inches wide. And in metrics, that would be 11.25 centimeters. And 6 and a little shy of 1/4, so 6.25-ish tall. And in centimeters, that's 15.75. This spine is 1 3/4. No, math is not right. It's okay. Let's see. We are about 7/8, 1 7/8, just shy of 2 inches. Here, you don't have me trying to calculate something. And then in metrics, it's, oh, come on now, about 4 3/4. These numbers are all jacked up because I literally just used the boxes that I worked with. So this is like 7/8 of an inch wide and about 2.5-ish centimeters, a little shy of 2.5 centimeters. Okay, but I literally just used the dimensions of the box I was working with. So the strategy that I showed you in the first video, you can use whatever box you want and just like follow that strategy. The reason why I made it the size that I made it is because it fits my paper. So if an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, let me see if I can grab that. Just to put this in perspective because it sounds crazy. Okay, so this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So this particular project, so if I take my 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and I fold it in half, and then I fold it in half this direction, so it makes like a little booklet like this size, so a quarter of the page, that will fit in my signatures. So that's why that's what I'm working with. That's the dimension that I'm working with. All right, I hope that made some sense. Okay, let's get down to it. Let's get on with it, lady, right? All right, so let's see. I am using Fabri-Tac. I have glue stick. I'm not gonna be using glue stick today, however. I'm gonna be using Fabri-Tac because I'm working with fabric. As I said in the previous video, if you want, I gave you some recommendations if you wanted the paper bag to be your final product. Some recommendations on how to pull it together so that all you have to do then is just paint or whatever you want to do to the outside. Since I'm adding fabric, this is kind of how I'm working with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the inside panel first. So I'm gonna lay this first. And then just to show you, I have my fabric so that there's a bit of a border because we're going to fold those over so we get a nice clean edge at the top. So this fabric will be what we see on the top of the journal. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add my glue. And yeah, my nozzle's all not right. Random. Like, I see you trying to act out. You know what I'm saying? I just washed my hands too, so they're really dry. It is totally wintertime right now where I live. Yeah. Go ahead, add my glue. And I'm just gonna go all the way around. Trying to do it with a steady hand, all the way around the perimeter. And then I'm also gonna add glue in the middle. Ooh. And then I'm gonna cap it because it's probably gonna start leaking. I'm just gonna cap that. But then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just take my finger and just lightly smooth out the lumpy bumps. Hopefully that way it won't stain through my fabric. So I'm just kind of trying to smooth that out a little bit. Okay. Then, sorry, I'm all up in your grill. Okay. I'm gonna do it face down. And when I do it, I'm gonna try to make this flat. I'm just gonna, quick motions. I don't wanna put too much pressure because then the glue might soak through the fabric and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just trying to do it very light just to get it to adhere, but I don't want the glue to stick or to soak through the fabric. It's done it a little bit up here, but that's okay because it did it on a darker part, so you can't really see it that well. And I'm wrapping this around, right? I'm folding it over anyway, so if it's not perfect, that's okay. I am also going to go ahead and, similar to how I did with the shell, I'm going to cut out the corners. And that's just so you don't have a really thick, heavy corner when you fold over. Cutting it a little shy, so hopefully it covers that edge nicely. Okay. I am also going to cut, excuse me, at these joints. I'm gonna cut at the joints as well. Let me know what you're working on right now. What are you crafting? Are you crafting along with me? Or are you working on something different? Let me know. I'm curious. Don't really need to do this because you're not gonna see it anyway, but I like to. I'm just gonna pull this over all the way around. We're doing this the right way. Keep these scribbly bits because we can use those for like little scrap clusters to decorate the journal later. So waste not, want not. I'm gonna do this long side as well, this direction. Okay. Now I'm gonna pull together this. Glue down these end flaps. I'm actually gonna put glue in both locations. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so that's first part to this exercise. I know I have glue sticking all to me. I'm trying to relocate it. Okay, so this is what you get. So this is gonna be the inside of our journal. We open it up. Quite lovely. Again, I'm not quite sure how it's turning out on camera, but it's quite beautiful because it's got like a gold sheen to the fabric. Okay. All right, so the next step is going to be adding our grommets, to our spines. I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do two. I could do 3, but I think it's gonna be kind of tight. I think I'm gonna do 2 on the big side and 1 on the little side. Let's see what I have. I've got these antique ones, or I could do gold. I'm also, like, the string is gold. So I'm almost tempted to maybe do the antique ones instead. I have silver, which I don't think so. Then I have like a grungy silver one. Looks a lot like the antique one, but it's a silvery. I think I'm gonna do, because it's Christmas, it almost wants to be this gold one. I think I'm gonna do gold. So we're just gonna decide. Maybe I'll switch it up for the next one. Okay, guess I'll need 2 of these. So 2 of these, and then I'm gonna need 2, 4, 4. Right. Come on, fingers. There we go. Okay. So there are a ton of different ways that you can do your grommets. I am hiding them. So this is where they go in the process because I am not expressing them. If you did not want to hide them and you wanted them to show up on your outside, you would mount this down, you would mount your outside down, and then you would bust your grommets in. So they would show up on the outside, but I do not want them to show up on the outside, so they'll be hidden behind the fabric itself. Now I'm getting some puckering in my fabric, which I'm not loving. So I'm taking this apart because it's bothering me. Hopefully I can take it apart. Let's see if it'll let me. I might just have to do it. You know what? We're gonna cover it up anyway. Changing my mind. There's gonna be panels and stuff, like activating the cover. So we'll just leave it be. I'm just gonna leave it be. Okay, so I am going to make my hole. You can measure. I would encourage you to measure so that you get it centered properly. I'm gonna just eyeball this dude. I'm just doing it in the center of my small panel right now. Dang, I think I have what I usually have. Okay. Sometimes it helps to just open up the hole a little bit more. I can get through. Almost. Come on now. There we go. So it has a back to it. And then we're going to get it? I think so. Give me a little bit more space. Sometimes I'm over here struggling with the grommet. fingers are so dry that it ain't right. Okay. I'm gonna, okay. Okay, and then in our bigger one, our bigger spine, I think I'm just gonna put 2. Again, I encourage you to measure, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to measure. I'm going to eyeball it. Do as I say, not as I do. Maybe. Yeah, looks about right. Looks about even. Okay. And then see. I'm thinking really hard right now, so it's committing. See, so your stripes can help you with this particular fabric, and my stripes look pretty vertical, like pretty aligned with each other. So I can use them as guides to get about the same location. That one's a little off. Okay. You should measure. That's how you guarantee a successful outcome or increase the odds of a successful outcome. Struggle moment. See, this is why I usually have my awl with me so I can make the hole a little bit bigger. Get the stinking thing in there. There we go. Wondering if just a little bit, just pull it down, just a touch. This might blow it up. I don't know about it. Okay, it actually looks pretty straight to me anyway. Okay. Alrighty. All right, and let's do these 2. Get them. In there. Okay. Like this. One more. Yeah, I'm still not in my typical crafting space, so this feels a little off, but that's okay. All right, so that's what we have. This way, not that way. This way, this is the intent, is that, you see that's kind of, you have 2 signatures behind here, and then 1 signature in front. This could have, I say easily been 3. Could have had 3 there instead. But I think sufficient. It's gonna be plenty of space, plenty of signatures, tons going on. Okay. So now I'm gonna add my elastic straps. So I am obviously just opening this roll. I've been using different elastic straps. So this is the first time I'm using this kind. I think what I'm gonna do, I think you definitely want to cut it a little short so that you have the tension there. We'll see how this, we'll see what this does. Maybe tied a little bit tighter than you would think you'd need or want. Feels okay. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna put a little dot of this glue on this part so it doesn't untie, and then I'm gonna trim that once this is dry. So while that's drying, I'm gonna do the other elastic straps. Okay. Apparently this takes deep concentration, so I can't like talk and do this at the same time. Okay. That's okay. In my other journals, I use these. They have these little bits on the ends of them. This is it's a bit thicker too. This journal is just too short. Like this, it wouldn't be taut enough. So I had to come up with another strategy. So, okay. I'm gonna put a little dot of glue. Then I'm gonna trim those off. Trim the extra little dudes. Okay. Right. Okay, and then we've got this signature. Last but not least, so I'm just weaving it in. And this is because, again, I'm covering up the back side. So I'm kind of putting these knots on this side, which will be covered up. If you want to express those, maybe you handle it differently, or if you want the ties in the middle of the signature so you can, you know, add charms or something to the ends, you certainly can do that. Obviously, it's your project, so you can make alterations to fit what your design desires are, goals. So I think with this, it's like 1.5 length is about right. So like 1.5 length for the cord. That should get you about a good tightness, for you. Wonderful. All right, so that's drying a bit. These are probably about right, so I'm just gonna nip it. I'm probably gonna keep these because I'll use them for little snippet designs for the inside of the project. I'm getting impatient, I'm just gonna go ahead and nip this too. I would advise you to let it dry all the way. Okay. All right, so then this is what we get. So this is gonna be a panel. And you'll have 2 signatures here. Ooh. And then you'll have one here. Okay, now we're gonna do the outside. So this could be an opportunity, like if you had a design on your fabric or a design on whatever you're putting on the outside, you might want to line it up or do something special. What I'm actually gonna do, so I know that I want this to be the face of it. What I'm wondering about, because I kind of like the fray of this, I wasn't initially planning to have fray. I was gonna make it a nice clean. So what I usually do to get a nice clean edge is that I'll fold this back, right? And then that'll be my and then I'll glue that to itself. And then that'll be my very top edge, right? That's what I did for this project. Let me grab it. Put my feet up and back together. Put that page out. Okay. So this is our Moon Fairy journal, which if you've been watching that playlist, so that's what I did to this one. Like I took the fabric and I just folded it back on itself and glued it to itself and then mounted so I get this nice clean edge. I hope you can see that. A nice clean edge at the top and the bottom. So I did that same strategy for the top and the bottom for the outside cover. For this one, however, I really like this fray down at the bottom. So I'm wondering if I keep the fraying, you know, and do I do a fraying then at the top? We're not fraying over here yet, but we could fray. Yeah, do we do it so that it's fraying? And then I can adjust the top so that it too frays. And the sides. Let's see. I think we want to give it fraying space. So maybe here. Let me see about this. I don't know how this is going to function. Nope, I have to cut it. I thought I could grab it. how I got the fraying, so I was ripping, but it's not liking me. How dare you not like me? That's how I was getting my frame. Ripping, rip it. So you can kind of play with some things, right? And definitely keep these things, these strings you're ripping off, because you can use those in clusters and stuff like that for decorations. So don't throw that away. It's good stuff. All right. So let's see. This is front. Or I'm also going to cut this shoe. I don't like the way that edge, and I think I want it to fray, maybe. I think I do. We're gonna save all of that because that's good stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna need, it's gonna need a lot of loving to. All right, so I think this is about what we, but I think this is what I would like to happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna glue it down like piece by piece, like section by section. I typically don't glue my spines. So let me show you what I mean. All right, so I'm going to put glue around this edge here. And again, I'm putting the glue on my project and not on the fabric it's about to get mounted to, because I'm trying to avoid the seeping. Let me get the middle. Get the perimeter really good, and then get in the middle. I'm gonna cap this to keep it from leaking. And I might have to actually later on add more to the edges, but that's okay. We're gonna smoosh this around. Try to get our edge, our perimeter really good. Okay. And then I am going to lay it down like I want it. Not being very strategic about how I put pressure, because I don't want it to seep. I don't want the glue to seep. And it's okay that this is a little rustic looking. It is a junk journal, but I'm also gonna have, I might put a topper or something over it if I don't like the way it looks, the way the final looks. Right. So like this can get trimmed and stuff like that, and I'm gonna fray and do the things that I want there. So I'm not too concerned about that yet. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is turn it over this way. I'm not going to put any glue on my spine. That is me. Somebody else might want to glue the spine. I do not like gluing my spines. I like to keep them flexible. So I'm gonna go to this next panel and I'm gonna glue the perimeter. Make sure I have a nice amount of glue around the perimeter. Getting glue all on my spine. Look at me. Poking out the side of my head over here. Let's see. Got this in the way. Okay. Again, want to smoosh it a little. Try to make sure the edges get good and glue juiced. Taking this off my spine because I don't want my spine glued down. Want to smooth out any lumps, glue lumps. All right, and now we're just going to try to get a taut moment in your fabric to glue it down, right? Looks okay, I think. All right, and then this is the last one. Get my perimeter. I'm trying to remember, like, I have this music stuck in my head, and it's kind of sounds like elevator music, but I know I didn't hear it in an elevator. I heard it somewhere else, and I don't know where, and it's just stuck in my head. It's not right. All right, we'll do some smooshing, making sure that that perimeter edge is nice and has a nice amount of glue. We don't want it too gluey because then it'll seep. We don't want seepage. Okay. Again, we're gonna try to get a nice taut pull to our fabric, watching where the edges lay. Okay, that looks right. Dabbing. Not too crazy. Looks like we did get a little seepage, but that's okay. Again, we can mitigate that when we get to that point. Put a decoration there or something like that. Okay. I don't like that, but can't always avoid it. All right, so we're gonna cut off. We're gonna fray that anyway. So this is, obviously we're gonna keep that. You can use that for other things later. I'm just gonna pull some of these pieces out to see our fray option here. Let's see what we got. at some point we gotta stop because we might have to cut because we want more fraying here, but we don't want it to go all the way up. So I think maybe we stop around here. Come on now. Might have to tweak that a little bit later too. Refine it on my own time. Yeah. Yeah, like this looks a little, it's a far longer. Like just to kind of even it out. Maybe we can get a couple layers here, fraying out. Might trim that more. Yep. Come on now. Figure out why it's not coming out. Just being stubborn, I think. And I'm gonna trim. You see how like this looks really tall. Okay. I can use the edges of my scissors too to kind of get these working out. Okay, maybe that's good. Okay. Right there. Finishing up. Maybe this is good. It's a little like surgery. Like how many of these do you pull before you start unraveling your project? Let's see what that looks like. I think that's good. It's okay. It's okay. And see, by like wrapping that fabric over the edge, it gives a little bit of grace to the exercise that I'm doing now, which grace is good. I will take grace. Okay. And then this edge looks a little unruly. Maybe cut that off. We try to get some similar action happening here. Frame, you might have to trim it up a little bit more then. Yeah, it's like because it's not exactly the same. All right. Okay. I think I've done enough of that. I think I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. And just trim these. Okay. Or do something crazy. Okay. So this is it. This is what I wanted to show you. So this is our mini Christmas folio. That's how it's gonna look, and we'll keep working on it until Christmas. All right, so thank you so much, beautiful souls, for joining me. Please do consider liking, subscribing if we're not already connected, sharing if you know somebody who you think might enjoy these types of videos. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next installment of the Christmas Folio Journal. And yeah, thank you so much. Be well. Blessed be.